Recap of New Zealand visa scamming red flags alerts for offshore applicant. My name is Julia Chinela, your out and about lady here in Australian continent. So I am here to reiterate on the point I made in my last blog regarding the alarming rate of scam on New Zealand visa from offshore applicants. But before I dive into the recap, after that video, I was really surprised that still a lot of people flood my Facebook Messenger with all those edited documents as well as my email for me to verify for them. Just a disclaimer again, guys, I'm not an immigration agent and thus not an expert. I am only sharing my life experience and updating you on the situational report here in New Zealand. So I am just basically looking after you and have to look after myself as well. So going forward, I feel that I have equipped you on the necessary link with the necessary links and contacts on how to go about contacting New Zealand immigration by yourself with the link I shared in my last video, and I'll be dropping them in this video as well. I'll be dropping New Zealand immigration link as well as the email and the contact you can use to contact them from offshore, and that would allow you to verify the authenticity of any visa you obtain from offshore by yourself. And also I have raised an alarm on the red flags you should look out for whenever you are dealing with an agent, so that you would identify a fake one before it is too late. And on my part, I have gone further to mitigate your risk by promising and I'm actually consulting widely currently to see the onshore agents I'll present to you guys, for those of you that asked for it and could afford it, so that it will be like risk-free when dealing with an agent if you cannot do it for yourself. So based on this information and this progress I have made so far, excuse me, I am bowing out, guys, in anything concerning verify this visa for me, that for me. I am not an immigration agent, though I'm a kind of considering becoming a licensed New Zealand immigration agent, but I will update you on how that will go, or how that goes if I conclude with my decision and start off the course. So let's start with the recap now. At about early 2022, at about early 2020, when all this pandemic stuff started, New Zealand closed her border. Up until a few days ago, that is early 2022, that our Prime Minister announced the 5 stages that will be followed in reopening of the border. So technically, what this implies is that the New Zealand immigration have not really been processing offshore visa apart from critical purpose ones from early 2020 till 2022. That is a little over 2 years now. So for those of you that have got a visa issued to them between this early 2020 and early 2022, I don't know what to say, but your guess is as good as mine if it is not a critical purpose one. And the further red flags that I would be discussing with you today is your medicals on X-ray. Before you finally get your New Zealand visa, you have to go through medicals and an X-ray. Under medicals, your urine sample will be collected for urinalysis, your blood sample will be collected, and you will do an eye test examination, and also Your past surgical history will be taken either by examining your body by a physician for any incision and things like that. So if this medicals and x-ray is not done while you are processing your visa and you finally got it, your guess is as good as mine. And another point to note is that it's not all hospitals that are accredited to be used for this purpose. Different countries have different accredited or New Zealand approved hospitals that can run this medicals and x-ray tests for them. So you check out what is obtainable where you are. It is a must that before you finally get New Zealand visa that you will do your medicals and x-ray from offshore. So the second red flag that I want you to look out for is passport. Passport is a travel document, as you all know. Yes, New Zealand now issue electronic visa, but that does not rule out the place of passport as a travel document. Your passport photo page needs to be scanned and sent among the documents that will be sent to New Zealand immigration before your visa will be issued. So if in the process of dealing with an agent, the agent didn't demand for your photo page scan to be sent alongside other documents before issuing you a visa, you look out for it. So another red flags I want you to look out for is police certificate or clearance. Police character evaluation, I don't know what it's called, but there is a document that should be issued by the police to you, and this document is expected not to be older than 6 months. It's part of the document that should go to immigration, New Zealand immigration office before you get New Zealand visa. So if that agent did request for a police certificate or clearance, then no, something is fishy. Then the last but not the least red flag that I'll be talking about today, these are just the major one. There are heaps of documents and things you need depending on the type of visa you're applying, but these are the ones that are pretty common that you'll be needing across pretty all the visa types. So I want you to look out for these ones. So the last one I'll be talking about today is fund, or living expenses as it is called. Before you get your New Zealand visa, there is this fund that you have to show to New Zealand immigration that you have this money that will allow you settle in, take care of your bills and your day-to-day living expenses before you gradually settle in. So if your agent didn't request a document that would show New Zealand immigration that you have this fund that will help you settle, is another red flag. And as at the time of this video, I think this fund is about 15,000 New Zealand dollars for a single person, for a student to show. And if you're coming with your wife, couple of more dollars, and as the size of the family increases, the money goes up as well. So these are the things I want you to look out for, so that you can easily pinpoint when someone is trying to scam you in the name of an agent. So finally, going forward, I have cleared the air, and I am not in any way trying to be rude with you guys, but I'm just trying to look after myself and not do something that is overboard. So I will not be attending or verifying all those edited documents with your names and details pasted on it that you sent to me. Rather, what I would do, like I promised in that my last video, is that I would get you some agent that can deal with the complexity of pretty most visa, especially from Nigeria and all that. And for those of you that requested for it, and for those of you that could afford it so that you can explore it, it will be nearly risk-free because immigration agents here are registered and someone take responsibility, unlike in most countries where you just get scammed and the person cannot easily get fished out. So relax, guys. I would get those agents for you in no distance time. And another good news is that few days ago, about 5 days ago, the Prime Minister announced on the 4 stages that New Zealand will be taken to reopen her borders starting from February this year, 2022. So that will be my next blog. Look out for it and see where you fall into. If you're trying to come here as a student, the month the border will be opening to you. If you're coming in as a critical worker and things like that. Pretty soon after this, I would upload that blog. See you guys in my next video. See you out and about lady here in Australian continent.